All right, welcome back. So this time we're going to graph each system of linear inequalities and identify two solutions. So let's take a look at our first set of linear inequalities. Our first one is y is greater than or equal to x minus 3. So we're just going to graph this one by going to our y-intercept at -3, which is right over here. Actually, I'm going to do this in a different color. So I'm going to do this top one in blue. So we have a y-intercept at -3, and then we have a slope of 1. So I'm going to go up 1, right 1, put a dot, up 1, right 1, put a dot, and keep that pattern going. You can continue the pattern in the opposite direction as well. And then taking a look at our symbol, we have greater than or equal to. So greater than or equal to means you want to have a solid line. Because we have the equal to line, it must be solid. So I'm going to connect this with a solid line. Okay, let me write that solid because greater than or equal to. I'm just going to bold the equal to line. Because we have that equal to line, it is a solid line. And so here's another trick that we can do. Since this is in y equals mx plus b format, if it says greater than or equal to, like y is greater than, that means we shade up. Greater than is shade up. I'm going to write this down. Greater, y is greater, shade up. Y is less, shade down. Okay? So in this case, it's greater than or equal to. The equal to just tells us it's solid line. But the part that it says greater says we shade the top part. And you're like, wait, but I only see left and right. I know some people think of this diagonal line as only left and right. But if you get confused, put your pencil or however you're doing this, put your pencil or mouse on the graph and then move it upwards. So we are shading that left side because the left side happens to be on top of your line. So this is the part we're shading because we are shading up. We are shading up because it says y is greater than. Okay, so greater than is when you shade up. Less than is when you shade below. Okay, so we've shaded that half. This is part of our solution. And then let's graph the other inequality. So I'm going to graph the other one in purple. So let's take a look at this one. We have y is greater than or equal to 3x plus 5. So our y-intercept is 5, so I'm going to put a dot over here. And our slope is the 3, so that's technically a 3 over 1. So I'm going to rise 3, go right 1. Rise 3, go right 1. Following the same pattern in the opposite direction, I could go down 3, left 1, down 3, left 1, down 3, left 1, down 3, left 1. And then is it a solid or is it a dashed line? Well, take a look at this symbol. This is solid because it's greater than or equal to. Specifically, we only care about the equal to part. The equal to part means it will be solid. So let me go ahead and put a solid line through that. Okay, so now we have a solid line, and we're going to shade either up or down. So let's take a look. Does it say y is greater than or equal to, or does it say y is less than or equal to? So is it greater or less? It says y is greater, so we want to shade up. And some of you, like earlier, might think that this one only shows a left and right. Well, it also shows an up and down because it's a diagonal line. And so in case it's a little bit hard to see which way is up and which way is down, put your pencil or mouse or whatever on your graph and then go up. And if I go straight up, I notice I'm shading to the left side. So the left half is the part that's up. So I'm going to shade everything to the left. Okay, so I've shaded everything to the left, and now it's a little bit hard to see, but let me talk about which sections are shaded by one or shaded by both. So this bottom section, it has no shading, right? I know it's this one's the easiest one to see. There's no shading here, so this is definitely not a solution. This one is only blue shading. Only blue shading, so it's not part of a solution because you needed to have both. You needed to have both purple and blue. Take a look at this section over here between this part. I don't have much space in there to write, but this one's only purple. So this is not part of our solution set either, because like I said, you don't just want only blue, you don't just want only purple, you want both blue and purple. It's just like earlier I said, you want true, true. You don't want one true, one false. You need it to be true, true. And the only section that will be true, true is the section that's over here. I'm going to emphasize it some more by, I guess, I don't know, should I scribble in it? Should I color in it? I'll just shade it darker. This section right over here. This is the section that has both blue and purple. This section. Just making it much darker for you guys to see it. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that this section indeed is the only section that has both blue and purple. And so this is the section that has our answer. Okay, so from this dark shaded section, you want to identify two solutions. So literally, you guys can pick any point in that shaded section. I could pick -6, 0, which is that point right over here. I could pick -8, -5. I could pick -2, 8. I can pick anything as long as it's in that dark shaded section, and that would be solutions that you can choose. So you have to identify two solutions. I'll let you choose whichever two you want that's in this section, okay? Any point that's in that dark shaded section will be fine. All right, so that's it for number 5. Let's try number 6. So number 6, let's do together. All right, let's do the top one in blue again. And let's graph it out. So we have -3 as our y-intercept. So I'm going to go down 3, put a dot here. Our slope is -5. So that means I'm going to go down 5 and right 1. And then follow the pattern in the opposite direction. So up 5. Oops, and got to erase that now by undoing. Okay, up 5 and left 1. Okay, so I put my dots there, and then this is, take a look at the symbol. Y is greater than, so that means we want a dotted line because there's no equal to line. Because it's just the greater than symbol. There's no equal to line. So I'm going to connect this as best as I can with a dotted line. Okay, sorry, that's a really sloppy, ugly line, but it's okay. Next, we want to figure out, do we want to shade up or shade down? So is y greater than, or is it y is less than? This one says y is greater, so we're going to shade up. And so once again, put your mouse or pencil or whatever it is on your dotted line and then go straight up. So it looks like we are shading to the right side. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. Shade everything to the right side. Okay, so there's my right side being shaded. And that's it for this top equation. Let's take a look at our bottom equation. So this one says y is less than -5x plus 5. So I'm going to go over to the plus 5, which is my y-intercept. And then I want to take a look at my slope, which is -5, so the same slope. So I'm going to go down 5 and right 1, and down 5 and right 1, and down 5 and right 1. You can follow that same pattern onto the other side, so up 5 and left 1. And then let's take a look at our symbol. This is a dotted line because it says less than. I don't see less than or equal to, it is just less than. There is no equal to line, which means you must have a dotted when you draw your line. So I'm going to do my best. Okay, good enough. Here's my dotted line. And then does it say y is less or y is greater? This one says y is less. So we want to shade down. So this time, take your pen or pencil or mouse or whatever, put it on your purple line or whatever color you have, and go straight down. So it looks like this one, we're shading to the left side. I'm just going to go ahead and finish shading the left side in. Okay, so I've shaded in the left side. And now it's a little bit hard to see, but I want to emphasize that we want the solution set to be the part that has both shading, okay? So you don't want just purple, you don't want just blue. Let me emphasize that this part is just purple. This part's just blue. But we don't want just purple or just blue. We want the section in between. Do you see how the section in between has both of them? Let me make it darker so you can see. Like this section has both blue and purple. Okay, so I'm just emphasizing it by making it darker. All right, so that middle section is the section we want. So we can identify two solutions from that section. Any 2 points that you like that is in between that section. So for example, I could choose 0, 0. I'm going to write it on that side, but 0, 0 is this point. And then I could choose 1, -3. I could choose 2, -7. I could choose -2, 8. You can choose any 2 points. I'll let you guys choose, but identify two solutions within the double shaded region. Remember, we only want answers from the double shaded region. All right. So hopefully that was helpful to you guys. If you need to have questions, just go ahead and call me over into your breakout room so I can help you guys out. All right.